Great news. We want to hear from you. We want your questions, your thoughts, all of that good stuff. And you can email us now at podcast@mancity.com.
Yeah, you could do both. Like
nice.
One time you were in the checkout, and the other time you were was in the stock.
Versatile.
You talk about the competitiveness with you and your brother. Did you talk about that? Did it go into the sort of supermarket world?
That was something we weren't talking about.
I scanned 1,000 items. I don't know what you did at dinner. He's like, well, I had a pretty good day as well.
The official Manchester City podcast. Watch the full video version of this show via City Plus now.
Tijjani, thank you so much for joining us on the latest edition of the official Man City podcast. How does it feel to be sat here and, as you've seen, probably many of your teammates doing the same?
Yeah, something new. It's my first time in a podcast, so we'll see.
Okay. We'll take it easy. We'll go easy.
Chill, don't worry. Yeah.
We'll go easy. Well, I mean, there's only one place to start, really, which is the weekend against Wolves, Premier League debut, a goal and an assist. I mean, yeah, almost a dream start.
Yeah, you can say that now. Very happy how it went. Couldn't dream of a better debut, of course, and now on to the next.
Absolutely. I think I'm right in saying they were the first player on debut for City in the Premier League to score and get an assist since Sergio Aguero. So what does that? How does that sound?
Yeah, I saw it online, and that's of course a very nice stat. But it's not only one match, and I hope I can keep this level for the whole season.
And of course, it wasn't your debut, obviously, Club World Cup and pre-season. How much did having that summer, maybe signing, going straight out to America, help you settle in before that Premier League debut?
Yes, it helped a lot because with the Club World Cup, I got to know the boys better and know already the style of playing, of course. So, yeah, in that way, it helped to be earlier here, and it's still different in a Club World Cup than a real pre-season. So, yeah, it was nice to experience that and, to be ready for my first Premier League match.
Pep said during the Club World Cup that it was the perfect situation for you guys because you didn't go home. So everyone spent time together all the time. Did that make it easier to get to know everyone? And like you said, it wasn't a pre-season, but it was a higher intensity sort of thing, and then all being together 24/7. Yeah,
that's for sure, because especially for the new guys, it was the perfect way to know the boys better. And what you said, you were almost 24/7 with each other. So yeah, I could directly find my way in the team, and that was a pre.
And obviously at Wolves, we saw your celebration for the first time. Talk us through it. What's the thing behind that? Did that come to you naturally, or is that something that you've done before?
Yeah, it started last season in my time at Milan. I had a motto that I said, "C'est la vie," that's life, and this celebration came with it, and I did it one time and people liked it. So when more goals came, I kept doing it.
I wanted to ask you about the goal specifically. Me and Liam were talking before we started rolling about. The ball came to you wide, but you had no thought other to shoot, and it went straight in. Like, when you're in that situation, what does go through your mind? Was it always to get onto the end of it and then just get a shot away?
I saw that the defender was coming pretty fast towards me, so I had to take it in a first touch because if I took the touch, he had time to come and intercept it maybe, or I had to play a 1v1, and I saw it came like this in my mind and just put it in the far corner, and it was wonderful seeing the ball going in, of course.
Just before we move on to sort of, we'll go back to the start of your footballing career, but just wanted to ask you before we do, celebrating like that in front of the City fans. I know at Wolves it's a long away end, and a lot of City fans there. What was that like? What emotions were going through you when you saw that?
Yeah, when we did the warm up, I was pretty surprised that I saw the whole the whole end only with City fans, and I was like, okay, that's nice, of course, and yeah, so it was easy to go to the fence to celebrate it with them. I didn't have to run to the other side. So no, that was a nice feeling to feel the energy from the fans as well, and to celebrate it with them.
In the other podcast we've done with new guests, we got to go straight back to the start of your footballing career, footballing life, maybe when you're a youngster, as a child. So just going back to the start, what were your sort of first memories of football, and when was that sort of the thing that you loved to do, I suppose?
I remember playing in the garden with my little brother. Or he was in the goal keeping, or I was in the goal, and we were just shooting and, of course, making fun of each other when someone made a mistake or a big save, I don't know. And I remember playing my first match, like when I was really young, I was like 5, that we lost 23-0 or something. But it was just playing in a huddle, you know, it was no tactics, just running after the ball. Everybody wants the ball. So that's what I remember, of course. And then step by step, made some friends, and always after school playing outside, playing football. That's are the most things I really like about my childhood.
And in the Netherlands specifically, what is that football culture growing up? Obviously, when being in the UK, it's everything. Is it the same in the Netherlands? Yeah,
it's the same. In every city you have like a Cruyff court, and I remember on Sunday everybody was texting like, okay, 12 o'clock, everybody there, and it was winner stays on. So you made your teams before, like, okay, we are in the same team, and it was a real competition for us. And then we stayed till 6, had to go home, eat, and then after go back and play football. So football is a big thing in Holland as well.
Being an older brother, did you always have to take your little brother on your team then for them games? Or was you like, oh, maybe you won't like it today, you should stay home? Or was it?
No, it was mixed. Like one time he was in the other team, or we played together, but me and my brother always had a healthy competition between each other, and it was always nice at the dinner table, like, no, I did better today, you know, this kind of thing. So now we had a very good competition with each other, and we are still very good friends, and still every day talking about football or other things.
When those teams were made for the winner stays on, were you always first picked, or where were you in the sort of order?
No, most of the time I was the kind of captain, you know. Nice. So I made my team. But in the like at that age, you also feel if you are a bit better than the other guys. So if I was not making a team, most of the time I was picked first.
And your dad was a professional footballer as well. Just firstly on that, what impact did that have on you, maybe growing up, seeing him play professional football?
I was pretty young when he played on that level. I only remember that my mom told a story that we were just running during the game, my brother and I, and my dad was just playing football, of course. But now he had a big impact on us when he retired, and when he saw we had talent and we could be a professional football player.
What kind of like feedback would he give you? Would he be quite harsh? Would he be encouraging? What kind of coach was he? Obviously being a professional player himself.
Not like my dad. He always said he made some mistakes in his career. Like he liked to go out during a training week, those kind of things, and he was always like, don't make the mistakes I did. And so in that way he was pretty harsh to us. After games he always had critics, but in a good way, like not putting us down, but like just keep an eye on these kind of things, because this will help you to become a better football player. And still after the game we always have contact and always speaking about the game. What did we do good? What did we do? What can we do better? So, no, the connection is really close.
And also, your brother plays for the Indonesia national team. Not just in terms of football, but the influences maybe Indonesia has had on you as a person. What would you say they are?
Yeah, it's the cultural thing is especially family. That's what we got from house. Like family is top priority in life. Like if you can help a family member, you help him. So yeah, that's a thing that we always strive for, to help each other, and that's why I think also our family is so close with each other.
Maybe jumping forward a bit, I think I was there on your signing day and we spoke a little bit about your work in a supermarket.
Yeah.
We want to dive into that.
We were talking
We
about
were
this.
talking again.
Okay,
This is
okay.
quite high. So just start. How did that come about? Whose idea was it for you to go and work in a
Yeah,
supermarket?
it was my mother's idea. She went to the Aldi and she said, "Yeah, I got a paper for you. You have to sign it in, and you need to get a job because you're at the age now. You need to earn your own money, you know." And I was like, "Okay, let's try." And I did it, and I had one meeting with them, and the next day I was working in the supermarket.
Because you were playing academy football at the same time
Yeah.
alongside. How did you find the balance? Because I feel like it's super uncommon now, right?
Yes, yeah, it was. Luckily, they were very flexible with
Oh, cool.
it. But yeah, I was training in the morning. Yes, I had to school sometimes with the short days, and then I was working from 4 till 8 in the
The late
afternoon.
shift, nice.
So yeah, there I was with my two best friends as well. So that made it better.
Okay.
But still, I was like, no, I have to be a football player. I have to become a football player because this is not what I want later. But but it made me also as a person, of course, knowing what you will earn with a normal job, and yeah, what we earn now. Yeah, it's a big difference. But knowing the difference in money, you know what I mean, what I'm trying to say. So it did well for us. My brother also worked for a supermarket, but it was the how you say it, the
Competitor.
yeah. So yeah, it was nice.
We were speculating on what you did. Was you like on the checkouts? Was you like a stock guy? What was your roles there?
Not like there, it was you could do both. Like
nice.
one time you were in the checkout, and the other time you were was in the stock hold.
Yeah.
Stock hold. So it was pretty versatile. So I did both of them.
Versatile.
And you talk about the competitiveness with you and your brother. Did you talk about that? Did it go into the sort of supermarket world?
That was something we weren't talking about.
I scanned 1,000
Yeah,
items.
yeah,
I don't know what you did at dinner. He's like, well, I had a pretty good day as well.
And then, yeah, we'll move on from the supermarket. We won't quiz you about that too much more. So, from Zwolle to AZ, what was that move like? How did that come about from the first club academy signing pro to maybe the next club in the Netherlands?
Yeah, I was in the youth team in the I just made my I started the year as the under 21 is it called now, I think. And like after 2 trainings, the head coach said like, yeah, you can train with the first team. And that week I did pretty well, and he said, no, you can stay now. But they didn't offer me a contract yet or anything else. So I made my debut in the Eredivisie. It was like 4 minutes. And then my father called me and said like, yeah, AZ is interested in you. So we had, of course, a conversation with them, and it felt really good. So in the end, the choice was very easy to make, and yeah, that's why I made my transfer to AZ.
I mean, you said the debut was only 4 minutes, but Zwolle was your dad's team as well, right?
Yeah.
So that must have been still like a special
No, it was
moment.
yeah, it was a very special moment. Of course, because my family was there, my friends were there. So no, that was very nice. It's also nice that now my father, me, and my brother have played for Pek Zwolle. So it's a nice thing in the family.
Obviously, you've made your debut. I know you said that they didn't offer you a contract, and then obviously the interest came from there. You said it was an easy decision, but what were the conversations maybe you had with your dad around that time? You mentioned before about him, not necessarily mistakes, but him wanting you to learn lessons that he maybe learned. Was that part of those conversations when you were going from there to AZ?
No, not really, because at that time I was 18, I think. Yeah, 18. And it was more the years before, because then your friends are started to going out, those kind of things. And my dad was like, "No, be smart. You have a training. Don't do it." So when the transfer came, it was not a conversation about that, but more like, okay, where can you develop faster to reach the top? And yeah, that's why we choose AZ.
And how did that time at AZ maybe shape you as a player and a person? Because you're there for quite a while as well.
Yes, it was a time that I had to have a lot of patience. In the beginning, I started in the under-21s, but we played on, how you say that, in the second league.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was like grown man football, of course, and yeah, it helped me to develop in staying out of the duels, because I was a tiny guy. So staying out of the duels, get used to the rhythm of professional football, and yeah, I think that shaped me the most the first 2 years. After the third year, I had the feeling, I'm ready to play in the first team, but I had to wait because the two guys in front of me were doing really, really well, and it was hard to compete with them. So I made my loan deal to RKC Waalwijk.
You said about the being patient, the transition from you just made your debut to then playing again with the under-21s. Was there ever any doubt in your mind, or was it, this is the process I've got to go through?
Yeah.
So like I was so close, or
No, that was the process. Also, the talks we had with AZ was like, you start first with the under-21s, and from there, there were a lot of guys who made the step from the under-21s to the first team. So I was like, I also want to have this process to make. And the patience started like in my third season. Then I had to really be patient, because I really felt I am ready to be a starter or to have more play time in the first team, but I still had to wait.
How hard is that, knowing maybe that you can play first team football but be impatient? What's sort of the things you have to weigh up in your mind during that process?
Yeah, it was hard. Like my dad, when he was a football player, he was like, if he was something not agreeing with, he went to the coach directly. And I am more a calm person, so sometimes it's better to be more calm, but sometimes you also have to speak out for yourself and ask what's the reason. And that was a season that I had to learn these kind of things. You know what I mean? Yeah,
absolutely. And then obviously you did get your chance in the first team. Just for you, that patience paid off. What did that feel like when you maybe started making regular first team appearances and then showing what you can do?
Yeah, also a relief, because I was like, finally I can show myself. And you have sometimes when you don't when I wasn't playing, I was like, am I not good enough? You know what I mean? And you start a bit of doubt, but as long as I was talking with my family, with my wife, I could remain calm in my head and just kept going and keep working hard.
Is there a moment or a game that you really look back at your time at AZ fondly, or a moment which you think, that was a real highlight of my time there?
I think I have two. The first one was the playoff final for European football against Vitesse. That was the season that I was more a substitute who came in like almost every game, but I wasn't a starter. And it was the playoff final, the last match, and I was a starter that game, and I scored 2 times. And then I had the feeling like, next season I'm gonna be there. I'm now a starter. So that was a highlight for me. And the Conference League we did with AZ, that we reached the semi-final, was also a highlight. I think against Lazio, the quarterfinal it was. We played as a team. We played really good, and that I could be part of it as well and be imported for the team. That was also a highlight.
What's it like playing in that sort of a cup run? Because I feel like as a fan, you're always like, we love a cup run. But as a player, like, it's away from the league, it's in Europe. What's it like on the ground sort of thing. And it's like, oh, we can do something here.
Yeah, it's a nice feeling because in the league, after a couple of years, you know what each club is going to, how they are playing. You know what I mean? And if you play in a European competition, different styles of playing, different formations, different players. So, yeah, for me, it's always nice to play against those kind of teams or in those kind of competitions. Of course, now I'm just here new in the Premier League, so everything is amazing. You know, I just let it come to me. But that's what I like in for example, in the Champions League and all the other competitions.
Different footballing experiences.
Yeah,
sort of
exactly.
Thing. Yeah,
different
like
fans, different stadiums. So yeah, that's always nice.
And then obviously the move to the massive club in AC Milan. Just when you first heard of their interests, were you sort of not necessarily surprised, but what was your reaction when you think that they were in for you?
It's funny. We just landed in Zanzibar, Tanzania, and the internet was not good. So I finally managed to get some good Wi-Fi, and I saw a text message from my dad about AC Milan, and I called him directly, and he said, "Yeah, I just spoke with the agent. He said Milan is interested in you, but you never know because people can say a lot of things, and it's in the end it's not true." So we said, "Okay, let's wait what they will say." And then 2 days later, he had a new conversation with them, and it was pretty serious. So I was like, "Okay, is it really happening?" Because of course, it's a big step from AZ to AC Milan. It's not very common. So yeah, it was my wife's birthday, and we arranged a private dinner, but in the jungle. Yeah, it's not the jungle, but outside. And we were waiting, and I knew, okay, I have a phone call with the technical director and the coach from AC Milan, but we were like in the wilderness. And so we were waiting, and I was like, why are we waiting so long? Because I have a meeting in an hour and a half.
Eating really fast.
And I said, can we go? They said, no, we have to wait because there are some big bisons there and we have to get them away. So it took longer, and okay, it was finished. The bisons were gone, and we were finished. We finished dinner, and I didn't have time to go back to our tent. So I was literally outside in the wild, talking with the technical director and the coach of AC Milan about how that they wanted me, and that I also really wanted to join AC Milan. So that was it was a pretty funny experience.
Yeah, it sounds.
If I look back at it,
sounds. I'd be absolutely stressing out.
The signal wasn't there.
The thing was like I was done with my phone call, and we had to go back to the tent, and there always had to be like a guard with you, guiding you to the tent. So we were walking back, and it was pitch dark. And all of a sudden, in the bushes, we were and the guy, he did his light, and he shined. He said, "Okay, it's a bison. Stay calm." And I was like, "Oh, let me have a look." And I saw like 10 meters away, I saw the big bison. I was like, "We have to run."
You're like, I've got a big move. I can't be trampled over here. I can't do a medical.
Yeah. Well, that's extraordinary. That is, incredible. So deep in the jungle, and you pretty much sealed your move to AC Milan. Wow, that's incredible. So how quickly did you then get away from the jungle to get to Italy?
It was. We had 2 more days to go, but luckily it was a wonderful experience there. It's people should do it. It's really nice.
Did it make it even more special? You know, this is a huge moment in your life. You're in this really picturesque, amazing experience. Yeah, that must have just elevated it more. Yeah,
that's something we will always remember, and we still talk about it, about those moments.
Brilliant. So then from there to AC Milan, obviously signed, and you got there. Maybe your first day there. What is that like you say, from Netherlands to go into a monumental club in European football? Yeah,
it was amazing. Like I didn't expect it to be not chaotic, but like we landed on the airport in Milan, and we were waiting for our luggage, and the team manager came like, "No, you have to go alone because there are a lot of people waiting outside the airport." And we were like, "No, maybe he's exaggerating, you know." And no, okay, I go alone, and I went into the fan, and I saw all the people outside waiting for me, and I was like, this is something new. I never experienced this, and yeah, that's when I felt like the passionate for football in Italy. It's crazy. It's really crazy.
Yeah.
What was it like playing at the San Siro for the first time, or just like stepping out? Because that's like one of the historic stadiums, right? You think football, and you think the San Siro, like.
Yeah, it's. I remember I was sitting in the coach and just looking out the window, and I saw the massive stadium.
Yeah.
It's so big, and I was only like, I can't wait to be on the pitch. And the moment I went on the pitch and I saw the people, the fans there, I was just smiling like, okay, it's really a dream coming true, playing in a stadium like this for a club like this. So, no, amazing.
You talked about the passion of the fans. How much of a boost is that for you as players, but also maybe on the flip side, can it be if things aren't going your way, both sides of it? How do you view that as a player? Because we obviously, like you say, and we know how passionate the fans are out in Italy.
Yeah, it's when you win, it's always top. Like, and you really feel the support from the fans. Like, they are singing 90 minutes, and the noise they make when you make a goal, it's amazing. But like last season, we had a pretty difficult year, and then of course you feel also more pressure from the fans, what is normal, of course, but yeah, you will feel it, and that's something you have to learn to play with. But in the end, like, the love I got in those 2 years from the fans, I will always take it with me.
During that second season, I know you said it was a difficult one for the team, but you yourself obviously progressed and did well, but then added goals to your game as well. As a midfielder, how difficult is that to do, to up those numbers of goal scoring?
Yeah, it can be difficult. It's something like the first season I came in Milan, I had a lot of chances to make a goal, but I wasn't calm enough in my head. And that summer I was like, okay, what can I do better? Looking back at clips from myself, like when I was in those positions, because I was every time in the right position, but when I got the ball, I was not cold-blooded enough. And yeah, that's something I had to develop in the next season. And knowing I was in a good position every time, it was just I had to remain calm. And yeah, that's something I added to my game as well.
How do you go about making that change and adding that? Because it's not like you can just lay some balls out in the garden and practice. It's sort of like mentally, was that someone you worked with a psychiatrist, or like did your dad talk to you about that sort of thing, like friends? Like how did you actively make that change? Yeah,
it was most of the time with my dad and my brother. What can we do better? Like, just looking back at it, and yeah, my dad was always saying, look at these kind of players on YouTube, see how they did it. But this one was also mentally, like, don't be shocked when you get the ball, like, oh yeah, I have to do it now in 2-3 seconds. No, sometimes you have more time than you think. And I had to be how do I say that in English? I had to find the switch to that, to be more calm in those situations, because you have pretty much enough time if your first touch is good. So I had to be more secure about in those situations.
During your time at Milan, and you'll experience it here at City with big derby games, obviously here with Manchester United, big games against Arsenal, Liverpool. You've obviously would have tasted that with Milan and Inter and other big games. What are they like to play? And obviously at the San Siro too. What are those games like?
Hectic. It was like when the week started and you knew, like, it was Monday and you knew the game was on Sunday. Yeah, in Milan, if you went to the city center and you were walking there, they were already talking about the match. It was funny, my missus was talking with a friend of us from Italy and said, maybe we can go, we had the game on Saturday, and my missus was like, maybe we can go have dinner on Thursday. And he was like, Thursday? The game is Saturday. It's not allowed to go now. You can go, but Tijjani stays home, those kind of things. So, no, the pressure was really there, but I really loved it.
And then moving on to the move to City, what exotic location were you when you found out that City were in for you? Was it the same as before?
Unfortunately not. No, this one was in Milan. When my dad said like, yeah, it's pretty serious now, and yeah, of course I had to think about it, but for my development and what I want as a football player to reach, yeah, this was the choice I had to take.
What was the things you maybe discussed with your dad around that time when you knew it was a serious possibility of moving here to City?
It was more about life. Like, we really enjoyed life in Milan. Like the food, everything, weather, it's so good. But then we were like, okay, but it's time for your next step, because if you wait now and like you're 28, 29, maybe it's more difficult to make a transfer again. And then I was like, yeah, City, one of the best clubs in the world. I have to do it. It's playing here. It's amazing, and that's what I felt directly on the Club World Cup. How we dominate some games. I was like, okay, yeah, this is football. This is how you want to play football.
When was the first conversation with Pep? What was that like? When did that conversation happen?
It was on my signing day when I spoke with him. It was not about football, but more about how it's going, and now directly a very good conversation and good feeling. And I was the first day I came here, I felt at home.
Talk about your signing day. What do you remember from it? Obviously, you've come to the club and yeah, then you're here, and there's obviously a lot to do with media obligations and things. I guess it's a busy day, and a lot to take in, I'd imagine.
Yes, it was a really busy day, because the day before I had the game against Finland with the national team. So I had to fly really early already from Finland to here. So like, I had to take everything in, but when I was done with the second game with Holland, I felt like, okay, I'm really tired from these days. But coming here, seeing the training ground, seeing the stadium, I was like, yeah, it's a massive, massive club.
It all happened so fast, like going from that straight into the Club World Cup. It's been like dropped in the deep end, right? Like, it's such and it's an experience that like the players hadn't had, you hadn't had. It's a new competition. What was that like for you? Like them days leading up to it?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Of course, a new competition, a new team. So yeah, I really had to find my way. Of course, I got a lot of help from the boys. I knew Nate and Ake, so that was a good thing for me. He helped me a lot. But yeah, the boys, they helped me really good. So I didn't have any doubts coming into the team. So that was a nice feeling.
I think you spoke about it maybe on your signing day, that you maybe had spoken to Nathan about making the move, and what were those conversations like? And also, how nice is it to have someone here already that you know and are comfortable with?
Yeah, yeah. Of course, I asked him about how is it here in Manchester, because yeah, everybody has a view from England. It's only raining. It's only raining.
We've had a good summer, but it might have given you a false look at what life is going to be like.
No, but he said no. It's of course in the winter it's raining and it's cold, but it's kind of similar to Holland. But he said he only had good things to say. He should be, but no, he only had good things to say about the team, about life here. And luckily, he was not lying to me. So no, we are really, my family and I are really enjoying life here in Manchester.
Just speaking to you, we get the sense of how big family is to you, and obviously you talked about the Indonesian influence on you. How have you found settling into Manchester as a city, you and your family, so far?
Yes, it's pretty nice. Like, you have some good restaurants. Also, there are a lot of nice things to do for your kids. So we went to some indoor playgrounds already, and he really liked it. So now there are enough things to do, and yeah, it's good. We can't complain. No.
Love that.
And just before we move into sort of like a quick fire question round, I just want to ask you about, obviously you've made your debut, you've made an impact so far already at Club World Cup. We've seen that. How much are you looking forward to a full season in the Premier League, and the ambitions for yourself? What would you say they are?
Yeah, now I'm really excited for playing in the Premier League. That's for sure. Like it's a dream coming true. When I was younger, I was always looking to the Premier League, and now playing here in the Premier League at this club is an amazing feeling. And now it's about winning trophies. That's why you want to play football. And I won one big trophy with Milan, the Supercopa, but I want also win a league, the Premier League, like a big trophy, or the Champions League, of course. So that are goals I want to reach, and I have no doubt in our team. We can do it, and if we stay fit. So no, we have to go.
Sounds good. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I mean that lines with all of our wants as well.
Absolutely. So we've got some quick fire questions, so you don't need to go into too much detail with these. So first of all, what would you say your sort of favourite Dutch meal is to eat? Maybe that you're missing so far.
It's Dutch meal. It's like mashed potatoes with it's with vegetables and a sausage and jus. That one is something I miss, but my wife sometimes she makes that as well. So in the winter, I think she will do it again.
Nice. And staying on the subject of food, Indonesian food, what would you say your favourite meal is?
Nasi goreng is like fried rice with chicken or bacon, what you want. Mm-hmm. The best one is from my grandmother. Unfortunately, she can't make it anymore, but yeah, that's the best dish from Indonesia.
If you weren't going to be a footballer, what would you say you'd be? Would you be still working in the supermarket?
Manager, Aldi manager.
I would be the manager in the supermarket.
And throughout your time so far, who's the sort of hardest opponent you face, maybe individually as a player and then as a team as well?
Player was like pre-season, my first pre-season with Milan against Barcelona was Pedri. Like, it's a baller. And as a team, I think Liverpool, yeah.
One last question before we let you go is, for the next guest, who would that be? And, well, not who would it be, what would your question be for the next guest, whoever it may be?
Ooh.
Any question, doesn't have to be
doesn't
football.
Have to be football,
okay,
it can be anything.
Let me think.
Easy answering the questions, right? But when we flip it, we got you now.
Yeah, that's true. A question, huh? Doesn't matter what.
Doesn't matter. It could be anything.
Where do you get the most joy from life? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. That's a great one.
That is a good one. Very nice.
And just finally, what would your message be to the City fans who'll be watching and listening to this podcast?
I want to thank you guys for supporting us as players, as persons, and we really feel the passion and the love during the game. So keep doing that.
Tijjani, thank you so much for your time, and it's been an absolutely brilliant podcast. I'm sure you agree.
Yeah,
thank you guys.
Thank you very much,
That's a nice first one.
First one. That means you're coming back. We'll take that absolutely.
The unbeatable official Manchester City podcast. Watch the full video version of this show via City Plus now.
Got a question? Send us an email at podcast@mancity.com.